everybody, I hope you're doing great. This is the brief astrology for and your weekly reading that will be after this for June the 3rd through the 9th. Okay, so of course Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and the North Node are still retrograde. This talks about changes. Jupiter brings about inner changes to expand yourself. Saturn is about getting rid of bad habits, negative people, fears, things like that. Pluto, cleaning up your life. So you're revisiting old challenges. You may also be doing a lot of organizing your life in all aspects. Okay. North Node is your life plan. So maybe your life plan is changing, or you're reevaluating your life plan. Now, throughout this week, we only have one thing happening, and that is the sun is in Gemini. Now, the sun in Gemini makes you more sociable. It makes you more intellectual, insatiable, almost like you just need to know what's happening. You need to know what's going on. You need to understand. You need to talk to people more. People are more friendly. Now, it also brings about scattered energy because you're so curious, because you're so insatiable. Okay. Also, this is a time where you may be unreliable, or because you're all over the place, you're trying to give yourself to too many aspects. It could also be that you're just busy. Your mind is just not there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull two. I just heard two cards to talk about. Okay, so choices. Choices about what you're doing in your life. Okay. This is a good time to speak up. This is a good time to not keep yourself quiet. This is also, no, I'm feeling something different. For some people that might be, but this is also about talking or going around the subject and not really dealing with the subject at hand is what I'm really feeling about this. Okay, so with the Harmony card, make better choices. There is the big choice that you're going to make this week, or a choice that you need to make. This opportunity is going to be presented to you, and this is a good time to listen and then speak. Okay. All right, so we're moving on to your weekly reading. Remember, if you want a private reading, I'll be more than happy to do that for you. That link's in the description box below. Hello, this is the weekly reading for the element of water for June 3rd through 9th. We're going to start with Cancer. So Spirit, what do you have for Cancer? What would you like them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of at this time of June 3rd through 9th? Okay, so we have the Empress, Justice, the Six of Wands, the Sun card, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Cups. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Wands and the Page of Cups. Okay, so as we start with the overall energy, this talks about burden. This talks about confusion. It also talks about maybe you made a wrong decision in love or with your love situation. It also talks about immaturity on an emotional level, okay? And that causing burdens in your life, okay? So yeah, it just feels like you got a lot of things going on, or a lot of responsibility, okay, due to some love decisions or due to immaturities in your love decisions. So you have the Empress here. This is you. This is abundance, actually. So it talks about you being... It's interesting because I feel like it's about you being nurturing to those around you. And this has cost you some injustice in your life, okay? It's caused you to not make fair decisions for yourself. Even though I feel like at the moment it made you happy, it may have something to do with children. You may have felt successful in that way, but for the plan for the future, I feel like it's not good for you, especially with the Knight of Pentacles here. So it tells me that you feel stuck or boredom, or this just isn't working for you. It's not in the plan. It's not a good plan for you. Okay. It's interesting because I feel like you're just intuitive and you're a kind person, especially with the Queen of Cups coming up here. It talks about being compassionate for others. So it's almost like you're getting the attention from others that you want from doing what you're doing, but in the long run, it is not good for you. It's not just for you. And this is a very immature decision to make. It's like you're putting so much burden on yourself for no reason. So we have the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. This pretty much sums it up. So with the Eight of Cups, it talks about you going back to something that was over or something that you ended. Okay. And I feel like it may have something to do with children. It may have something to do with someone that is really beautiful or someone that you're really attracted to, and you ended up going back there. You'll realize that this is an injustice for you, and you'll see that you have regrets, or that you are that you made bad decisions, and you realize that this is a good time to notice that you like attention from others. Okay, it's a certain kind of attention, gratitude that you like from others, and this guides your movement. And I feel like you're going to see that. You're going to be intuitive to that aspect and emotionally justify that. You know, you're like, oh, I'm just trying to help people, or this is what I like. But really, that's the truth, and it's not really good for you. Okay, it's something for you to see. This is creating burden with you, and it's really not good for you in the long term. It's saying that you're making immature decisions. It's also saying that you're not seeing the whole situation. You're only happy with something that is really small, and it could be better for you. Okay? Cancer, you have triumph. So the Chariot talks about movement, and what I'm getting from this card is you need to have more control over your movements and what it is that you do. Why are you doing the things you're doing? Because one thing that you have to understand is you put a lot of effort behind what it is that you do, because you feel it with your heart. Okay, so it feels really bad when you start to see that failed, or that you were duped. Okay, so it really just tells you to be careful and make better decisions about your direction, to have more control. Okay, next we have Scorpio. So Spirit, what do we have for Scorpio? What would you like for them to know for June 3rd through 9th? Scorpio. Seven of Cups. Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups. Magician, King of Wands. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. You have two fours on the bottom of the deck, and it talks about you having to work a little harder, or look at the foundations of something. So It could be that you were missing something. It could be that you were focused so much on how you were feeling or what was happening that you missed the boat on something. And now things are unstable, or things are not as good as they could be in your life. Okay, so I feel like now you're starting to pay more attention. So you have the Seven of Cups here, and this is about being confused. I feel like you thought that you were on the right path, or you thought that you were doing right, but it just wasn't. Okay, the Queen of Cups here talks about you being intuitive. So this could be a Cancer, another Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or it could just be you being more intuitive, and looking at things through different eyes. Okay, so the Page of Wands is about having no direction. You may be thinking about you wanted to do more, or a relationship not having as much direction as you thought, but you're definitely putting your hand in it with the Magician, and you are starting to refocus your goals and be aware that you have the power of your destiny. Okay, so you may be dealing with someone that is emotionally immature, and that may be hurting your chances of moving forward in your life, but you have a direction and you know where it is that you want to go. This may hurt your foundations with someone else, but it's going to help you build foundations on your own. It's like you're paying attention to something that you weren't paying attention to, right? This could be going back to school, this could be work, it could be anything like that. You have the Six of Swords in reverse, and you have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Six of Swords in reverse tells me that you're having a hard time. This is hard for you. These decisions are hard. Your heart is all twisted up in you making these decisions. You do have the Nine of Wands here, and that means that you have gotten distracted. You get distracted by someone who is a little bit less immature than you, or doesn't see your vision, but you see a vision and you want to move forward through that. And I feel like you're going to be working on that this week, which is really good, Scorpio. Okay, keep your head up, do what you got to do. Okay, make your dreams come true. All right, stand your ground. Beautiful. Even though someone doesn't see what you're doing or understand it, you have to stand up for what you believe in so you can move forward. Okay, if no one believes in you, I believe in you, Scorpio. You can do it. Okay, just remember to let your heart guide you, and you will go so many places. Okay, hello Pisces. Last but not least, this is your weekly reading for June 3rd through 9th. Oops. Let's see what Spirit has for you. Spirit, what do you have for Pisces for June 3rd through 9th? What would you like them to know, pay attention to, or be aware of this week? The High Priestess is your card. And we have Two of Cups, Temperance in reverse, Nine of Wands, Ten of Cups in reverse, and King of Swords. On the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Wands in reverse and the Devil. Okay, so overall energy with the King of Wands and the Devil, you may be dealing with the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I also see a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here with the King of Swords. Now, with these two cards being your overall energy, it feels like your path is being... The goals that you had, the path that you have has changed, okay? And it may have to do with someone from your past, or it may have to do with something that you're bonded to, a situation, people. It could be family as well, with the Ten of Cups here. But I'm going to pull another card actually. It feels like your path is lonely, or you're starting to feel lonely. By yourself, withdrawn from what your actual path or goals are. This could be making you angry or have high expectations because of the past or because of something that has you preoccupied, if you will. You are the High Priestess, okay? And that means that you are aware. You're consciously aware of what is happening, okay? It means that you see the potential in a situation, maybe a love relationship, a partnership, if you will. But with the Nine of Wands being under the High Priestess, that means that you have some while to go. You may be at the beginning of this realization, or you're starting to realize that it's harder to face this than you thought it would be. There are some delays in this relationship, and it has to do with working harder. There is a mountain to get over, if you will. Be careful about doing too much to prove yourself. Because you see the potential, you may have a tendency to work a little bit too hard to prove your worth. I feel like if you bring out into the open what the issue is, this person will be, I don't want to say educated, but well knowledged enough to understand the issue or what is happening. They won't be so stressed or pushed about it. But it's just time for you to see the truth in the matter. You see the truth in this devil energy and what it's bringing to you. The negativity, the change in direction. I feel like you have a tendency to withdraw within yourself when you're faced with this decision, this partnership, this issue. Yeah, you're definitely stuck in between two options, whether this be two people or a decision that needs to be made. I feel as though you're staying in your head a little bit more than you should be. It's like you're trying to find the truth in it instead of living it or experiencing it. Like there's so much that you have to do that you're not enjoying the partnership itself. There could be something that is off in the relationship or something that just isn't right. Not in a bad way, just maybe you don't have time for each other or there's some sort of block, but you should keep going. It's like you're afraid. And you're not letting spirit or the universe do what it does to help you out. Because you think you think you have the better answers here. And it's changing your direction. It's the habit of being alone. It's the habit of caring for yourself. It's the habit on relying on yourself that is doing this to you, Pisces. Moving on, which I think is a beautiful card for you, because moving on is the Six of Swords. And this talks about going on a journey. Not just a journey visually, but a journey within yourself, to open up new doors to yourself. You have the opportunity to walk into this new space within yourself, or a situation that you've never been in before. Going on a new journey. But you have to allow yourself to do that. You have to release yourself enough to walk into it. Okay? So thank you so much for listening. I will see you next week or tomorrow. I love you very much. Love and light. Bye-bye.